Nonny, great to see you.
Good to see you too.
If you're in this news conference, it tends to usually mean that you're going to be starting tomorrow. I know the manager probably hasn't told you that yet, but with two of your Arsenal teammates not here, Abereze and Bukayo Saka, they're a bit of competition for you as well. So I wonder whether you look at this as a really big opportunity and a big expectation, and maybe a final chance to kind of impress Thomas Tuchel before he names his World Cup squad.
Yeah, I feel like pressure and expectation is a given when you're trying to put on the Three Lions shirt. In terms of Ebbs and B, obviously they're two great players, but there's competition in our squad everywhere. So whenever I come here, I always know that, and be looking to, if I play tomorrow, do the best that I can for the team.
Look, I'm sorry to remind you, but you had a huge disappointment here 4 days ago at this very place. It must be weird to be back so soon afterwards, but you've still got so much this season for club and country to achieve. You could be a treble winner and go into your first World Cup finals. So how much does that drive you, and how much do you feel there's still left for you this season?
For sure, as a collective, Arsenal and England, there's a lot to play for. It could be an amazing end to the season, and that's what we work every single day for, to try and achieve our goals, and hopefully we will.
Alex.
Hi, Nonny. For Arsenal, you've played on the left and the right this season, so do you see the left wing as a potential route into this England team as well?
Yeah, wherever Mikel or Thomas wants me to play, then I'll play there.
You're in a unique situation where you're competing with Bukayo Saka at your club, and then you come over your country in the same there. So what is that like when you're up against the same player, both in club and national team football?
Yeah, of course, yeah, it's competition. You guys probably see that more than we do. We don't really see it like that. We play for Arsenal and England, and we got the collective at the forefront of our minds all the time. So, of course, he's a top player. Someone I'm very close to, and I'm glad I get to play with him for both club and country for sure.
Carrie.
Nonny, can we talk about this perfect split left-right foot? I think only Semenyo was in front of you last season in terms of that percentage split of how close it is, but it's also, if you can talk to us about your different roles as the inverted winger on the right and then the more out and out on the left, because the switch that we saw against Andorra when you assisted Kane just showed how naturally you do this.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different. I feel like on the left, it's easier in open space, a little bit more difficult when it's dense. But yeah, I think I tend to be a little bit more direct on the left than on the right, just because of the angles. The angles are a little bit different, but like I said, I'll play wherever my coach wants me to, and try and do my best for my team.
Can I take you back to that phone call that you had with Mikel Arteta and your dad about going to Arsenal? And he said it was that two-footedness of this, you as a player, that was exceptional and made you such a prime candidate for his team. Can I take you back to that phone call with your dad that drove you from North London to Crystal Palace as a kid to build your career, and the fact that you could be on for a treble now in North London and going to a World Cup? It's, when you put it like that, it's amazing. Of course, we're going for a treble and a World Cup on the horizon. In terms of Mikel, he's been great for me this season. My teammates have been amazing. I think we've achieved a lot so far, and obviously we got to get over the line now, which is well documented. But yeah, I think so far it's been a good season, and there's so much more to play for.
Henry, no, anyone else? Cadence? Over far side here.
Hi, Nonny. I want to ask you about the chemistry in the group. You guys are trying to build something very important. How much have you guys built so far, and how much do you think you still need to build for the World Cup?
Yeah, I think we're a very close group. That's my opinion. I think the coach and his coaching staff have created a good culture around the place, a culture that allows us to express ourselves and be who we are on and off the field. And yeah, I'd say we're in a good place in terms of that going into the World Cup for sure.
And when you play a friendly game like this one and the next one with Japan, how is it different compared to an official game when 3 points means something? And how much do you think you need to take advantage of this opportunity to showcase yourself?
For me, it's not really that different. Whenever I play for my country, I know that it's something that should be taken so seriously. Like any game I play, to be honest, for whether that's for club or country. So it's no different to me.
Hey Nani, Joel here. Just so you know, there's obviously a lot of competition, which you already know. Can you say that you can feel the intensity even more with this last camp because it's kind of like, you know, the final chance to make it? Do you reckon it's a bit extra tense, or would you say that you're pretty comfortable?
I'm a pretty relaxed person, so I think for me it's similar to all the other camps I've had for England. Obviously, you know that it's very, very competitive. You're with the best players in the country, so that goes without saying. But in terms of any added tension or heightened emotion this camp, no. I think it's just about doing our best for the country tomorrow and in the upcoming game after that.
And you've been obviously in the camp, you know, for a while now. You've got the experience, but where has your game improved, would you say, as time has gone on?
What, since I made my debut for England?
Yes.
I feel like with age and experience and more games, maturity comes. I feel like you slow down in high pressure situations a little bit. Yeah, I'd say that in terms of the responsibility that Thomas has given me since he's come in, I'm really grateful for that, and I just want to kick on and do my best every single time I step on the pitch and help my team win.
Go to Hamza here.
Hi, Noni. You just mentioned, well, you just discussed competition, and you mentioned Bukayo earlier. Do you find it a bit like frustrating having to compete with someone that's so good? Obviously, you're an amazing winger, having played for Chelsea, done brilliantly with England in 21s, played for England, but it's like...
Thank you.
It's like England have the two best right wingers in the world and they're competing against each other, which I imagine feels a bit frustrating, right?
Yeah, like I said, it's one of those things. I feel like when you play for a team like Arsenal, when you play for England, competition is just a given. It's something that's always there at the highest level in football. And yeah, like I said, me and B or whoever, I think the focus has to be on England or your club as a collective, as a whole, and you just have to do your best.
Does it ever make you think about trying different positions, or does it give you a bit of like, does it incentivise you when Bukayo moves for 10 for Arsenal and then you can nail down the right, and you think for England maybe the same could be true, or maybe you could play 9 or on the left? Are those things that you think about?
No, I mean, football's a game about opinions. I think different people, different cultures have different opinions, and yeah, the fact that I'm versatile, I think definitely helps me a little bit. I can play on the left and the right. And yeah, I'll reiterate again, I'll play wherever the coach needs me to play, and I'll try and do my best.
Sorry.
You'll make...
No, you go. Sorry, yeah.
Can you talk about your relationship with Bukayo, though, and how much you got to know him as a player? You would have looked at, I'm sure, in that position, but how much you came into the club and it wasn't the greatest reaction to your arrival. How much has that togetherness in that team helped you grow as a player, and what have you learnt about Bukayo?
Yeah, I think anyone who knows us or sees us knows we have a real mutual love and respect for each other. There are bits of his game that I try and take, and I think there are bits of mine that he tries to take as well. So listen, we're very, very close, and we know, regardless of who's playing or things of that nature, we know that we're meant to be pulling in the same direction, and that's not going to change.
And can you tell us a bit more about Thomas Tuchel in comparison to Mikel Arteta? Because he doesn't have that much time with you. I know he tries to make it as enjoyable as possible. We were watching you at St George's Park in your training session, and he was just looking at the other two coaches and they were laughing their heads off. They love watching you in competition. They love making it enjoyable. But Harry Maguire's talked about the profile of players. He wants you to be ruthless on the pitch, big, strong, cojones, I think was the word that Harry Maguire put it down to. But having that ruthlessness on the pitch, how does he get that over to you?
I feel like both Mikel and Thomas are obviously two of the best managers in the world, with great pedigree. I think they're similar in some aspects, like you said, in terms of the ruthless nature, in terms of being super efficient and trying to take care of all the details to make it easy on us. And yeah, I feel comfortable in at both club level and playing for my country. And I think they both want me to just try and play to my strengths because they know that can help the team for sure.
And your brother's a bit of a genius in the music industry. It's been a long time since you've had a World Cup song. I know you've been in the booth. Any chance of getting the boys together?
I've been in the booth.
Haven't you?
Who told you that?
You've said it in an interview, mate, so you've done it.
Maybe not from me, maybe from him. But I'll just stick to trying to play football to the best of my ability.
Ben Hoddle's safe then.
Finish with James Ollie here.
Ollie, hi. Just check. I think you had a cast on your wrist on Sunday. Is it?
Yeah.
Is everything okay now? Oh, you still got it?
Yeah, absolutely fine.
What happened?
Yeah, just a little sprain. It's really nothing and doesn't hinder me at all.
Yeah. Obviously, your last England performance against Serbia was that the best you felt? You think in an England shirt?
Yeah, I'd say I felt really good in that game for sure. I don't know if it's the best I felt, but I felt really good. And of course, to score your first goal for England is always a really special moment.
Is the challenge for you now to replicate that for England? Because obviously you haven't had a chance to play for them since. Is the challenge now for you to just hit that level every time you go out there?
Yeah.
Great. And yeah, thanks for your time, guys. Cheers.
Thank you, guys.